undefeated in the Northwest League. And boy, here come the Bulldogs out now, and they're going to take their circle, and here comes Woolley. They were waiting for him, and they're simultaneously running around the field. And just a big crowd and a vocal crowd, and it's going to be a fun game to do, Scott.
It's good to see them both come out here on the floor at the same time. Both student sections getting up on their feet and giving a big cheer, and they are set to rock and roll here tonight. From the Mount Vernon High School Gymnasium, it's the unbeaten and top-ranked Bulldogs and the once-beaten and co-league leading Sedro Woolley Cubs. We'll hear from the two head coaches when we can come back on KAPS.
Good news! Stowe's has expanded their January clearance sale to include shoes for the whole family. For women, save big on Naturalizer dress shoes, Dexter Navigator boat shoes, Joytime and Jib Grasshoppers, Rockport sandals and Birkenstocks, plus a great selection of athletic shoes. For children and men, athletic shoes galore. Nike, Reebok, LA Gear, Kids, and so many more. That's a January clearance sale at Stowe's in downtown Burlington. Now.
Been a few years since Sedro Woolley has played in as important a basketball game as it faces tonight against Mount Vernon. Head coach Tom Rawlings knows the kids he brings here tonight are battle-tested.
Yeah, well, I don't care whether it's basketball or football or whatever. I think the kids have been in these situations. On the football field, they definitely have been in these situations. I think that'll carry on to this situation tonight. We've got a lot of experience out there, a lot of kids who have a lot of varsity experience and in big situations. So I'm sure that's going to help us tonight.
Would you classify this group of kids as those that like to thrive on this type of situation?
Well, yeah, I think your Isaac Blooms and Justin Raymond's are kids that are gamers, and they've those two kids in particular started for me for 4 years, so I know they know our system real well, and they've played in an awful lot of games, both in basketball, football, and baseball, in intense, tight situations. So I'm sure that experience is going to help them a lot tonight, and we anticipate a packed house. So.
League lead on the line tonight, maybe a step toward the league title. Those are important, but maybe not so as important as just playing well here tonight and taking that step forward.
Well, I think, I told the kids, I think we've got to come in and play well, and lay the chips down and let them fall where they may. I think that, for us, it's real important just to play well. And they're a good team. We know they're a good team. I think they're a beatable team. I think we match up with them well, and I really believe we can take them in the right situation. It's just playing well is kind of our measuring stick to how we match up with what most people consider the best team in the state.
Well, let's look at the matchup between Sedro Woolley and Mount Vernon. First, the biggest concerns for you as you prepared. What was your focal point?
Well, I think their heart and soul is Mark Hendrickson, and I think you take him out of the situation a little bit, and it's a different team. They have so many weapons, though, that can come on strong when you try to take him away. I think, we're trying to learn from Arlington's situation. I think they did a great job on him from what I hear. Held him to 10 points a season low, and I think that's going to be real important for us, is to contain him and somehow contain the rest of their weapons, and we'll see how it goes.
Stopping Mark Hendrickson has to start with your inside big man, Justin Raymond. How is he health-wise and the guys around him?
Well, I'd say Justin's probably 80% right now. He's still feeling the effects a little bit on that ankle. You don't recover from a situation like that in a week or week and a half. He's dealing with it, and I think, in a big game, he'll come to play, and good athletes will ignore the pain and do the job, and he did that for us on Tuesday, and I'm sure he's going to do that for us tonight.
Tough to overstate his importance to your team. Look at him not being out there on that Saturday night game, and you take that loss. So, if I was to ask Matt Fraser that same question I may have asked you a moment ago, I'm sure that they were looking at starting to neutralize him, so you have to make sure you get him the ball tonight.
Yeah, Justin's a real cog for us. I think in Saturday night's loss, it was definitely a situation we could overcome. We just didn't. And basketball is a game that's played with 5 players, and you take one out, and sure, it makes a difference, but it wasn't a difference in that game. You know, tonight, being that he's in there, we really need to get him the ball because he is a force inside. Same with Cleveland. I think Bloom and Johnson and Collins really need to do the job taking the ball into the paint too. So, you know, our goal is to get the ball down low, and you know, you do that by getting into the post, and you do that by attacking the basket from the wings and the point. So.
And that also gives you what you probably like to see, a lot of rebounds, a lot of offensive rebounds, not letting them get the defensive board and get out on the break.
Yeah, I think tonight it's real important that we get second and third efforts when the shot goes up, and that's important against any team, but it's real important against these guys because they are so good on the board. So we really need to do the job, especially offensively.
Final comment, at 8-1, are there flaws in your team? Where are you at as far as looking from 0-0 now to 9 games in? How far do you have to go to be a great basketball team?
Well, I think we're somewhere around 70% right now. I think that, you know, that's just I'm going to figure off the top of my head, but there's no question that at the end of the season we're going to be a much improved team, and we proved that last year. We were a totally different team at the end than we were at the beginning, and any team looking down the road wants that to happen. You know, we want to be able to peak at the right time, and Mount Vernon does too. You know, this team is an unusual situation because they have come so far, and hopefully we can keep our minds set on where we want to go, and we'll get there.
Head coach Tom Rawlings, thanks for joining us on the pregame. Best of luck tonight.
Thank you, Scott.
Hey, don't go home hungry. Mexico Cafe wants to remind you that you can curb that pang of hunger that you've acquired from watching or listening to the game. So stop by on your way home and relax and enjoy the best Mexican food and the best service of the valley.
Mount Vernon, Anderson's TV, and Appliance.
People wanted to find the Northwest League Championship trophy being in the hands of the Mount Vernon Bulldogs right before the season ever started. Well, they haven't done anything to deter that kind of assumption. Coach Mac Fraser, the Bulldogs, knows the tough test for your squad, so your squad is still to come.
Well, that's true. We have a lot of big games coming up, and tonight is one of them. Sedro is definitely a good team, and they've proved it. They've had a very good record this year, very good preseason. The one loss that they had was out of league, and Justin Raymond wasn't playing, and he's a big part of their success.
You look at Justin Raymond, probably one of the better big men that you have seen this season.
He sure is. He's left-handed, and that makes him a little bit different than a lot of them, too. He's a big kid, strong kid, willing to play and play well, play hard. Thompson Spink, I think, at Seaholm is another good big man in this league, and we're going to have our hands full tonight trying to keep Raymond under control. I think Cleveland and Collins are good players underneath, too, and Cleveland has really been coming on the last couple of games for them with, double figures in points and rebounds. So they're a quality team inside.
They certainly have to look at it as if their success is going to come inside. Maybe for you, stopping that, plus your guard play would be the way you would look at it for your success tonight.
Well, sure, but they have two good guards too. Johnson and Bloom are real good players, and we don't have the height that they have, and probably not the bulk that they have. But we have some people that are skilled at playing inside and know how to play inside, and we certainly have some good wing people and guards too. So it'll be an interesting matchup tonight, that's for sure.
Do you expect that maybe they might take that tack that Arlington tried to use against you and slow things down and methodically play through the game and use as much time as they can between shots, or maybe Sedro Woolley, with the success that they've had, just going to come out and play their game?
Well, we're prepared and ready to play against any type of game that anybody plays, but I wouldn't imagine them playing that same sort of game as Arlington. They have people that they believe in a great deal, and they have a style of play that's gotten them this far, and I don't think they're going to junk that just to take the air out of the ball and play that style of ball tonight. I just don't see them doing that. They could and will be ready, but they probably won't.
How much of your aim is to try and push the ball up the floor and run the fast break? Is that a transition what you want to do to establish yourself?
We want to do that every single game. We could be playing anyone, anytime, and that's our focal point of our team, and so it won't be any different tonight.
Look at the bulk of these two teams made up of a group of seniors that they're becoming pretty familiar with each other, playing against each other the past few seasons, and they also have shared some wins together, I guess, in that baseball during the summer. But so these guys will know each other when they step on the floor.
Yes, they sure do. They've been teammates, and they've been opponents in all sorts of different sports, and they know each other, and they know each other very well. A good example of that, I think, is last year Johnson had pretty long hair when they played against us, and we were looking at the videotape of it, and I couldn't quite figure out who that was. And now he's got a regular skin-down haircut, and all our kids knew exactly who he was. So they know, even if they try to change their looks, everybody knows each other and what they look like.
Do you see that in practice this week? Does that maybe step it up a little bit? You know, you have to see home rivalry that's going to be there, but since these kids run into each other all the time, maybe that a little bit of the bragging rights and wanting to do well against your friend.
Yeah, I think that's part of it. It's a lot like Mount Vernon and Burlington. You get so you know the people and you compete with and against them, and you know them pretty well. And I think both teams want to show them what they can do.
And finally, grading your team so far and where you're at right now, I mean, again, a lot of people thinking that you're just kind of going through the motions, getting ready for a state tournament berth once again, but you have to get there first, and you have to make sure that you've done the right things along the way to give yourself a chance if you do get there.
Well, that's true. We're trying to get better every practice as individuals and better every game as individuals. We're trying to get better as a team, and we have lots of improvement left that we're still going to make and that we're working on, and this is a real good test for us tonight.
From a guy that loves basketball like yourself, it's games like these that really bring a sparkle to your eye?
Oh, yeah, this is really a lot of fun. It's what it's all about besides the playoffs and, district and state versus. This is a great game, great time for it to come, and I think everybody will have fun tonight.
Head Coach Mac Fraser, thanks for joining us on the pregame, and best of luck as you host the Sedro Woolley Cubs tonight.
Thank you very much.
Goodyear Nelson has been your good neighbor in Sedro Woolley.
The 5-0 in Northwest League action, Sedro Woolley Cubs, and the 5-0 in Northwest League action, Mount Vernon Bulldogs. The Bulldogs are 8-0 overall. The Cubs are 8-1 on the season. Their lone loss coming a week ago tomorrow night at home against Meadowdale in a non-league contest that they played without their big man in the middle, Justin Raymond. But he is back tonight, considered to be nearly full strength. That injured ankle recovering nicely, although still coming back a little bit. He is expected to be able to go the distance tonight for the Sedro Woolley Cubs against their arch rivals now in the Northwest League, the Mount Vernon Bulldogs. Fred Lee joins us now in the pregame show, and Fred, talking to the coaches before the game, head coach Tom Rawlings of the Cubs, pointing out that he feels that 1 through 4, his starters 1 through 4, pretty close to being equal with the 1 through 4 starters for the Bulldogs, but it's that 5 through 9 number, the depth that the Bulldogs possess, to make what he considers the finest team in the state of Washington.
Well, that's exactly right. We'll see how that enters in, and of course, Coach Frazier is not afraid at any time to put these other players in, too. It's like having 8 or 9 starters in reality. Although that may not be a factor, you just never know. Fouls, of course, play into this a little bit, but bench strength for Mount Vernon is certainly one of their pluses if you start putting pluses and minuses down for both of these teams. Sedro Woolley, what I liked last year, Sedro Woolley played Mount Vernon here the last game between these two teams, and Sedro Woolley played them very tough for 3 quarters. I think that kind of told Sedro Woolley that they can play with Mount Vernon, and that's a mindset that you can't change in a team, and they're going to be a different team coming out. They're not in awe, and that was not a slap in the face. They're not in awe of the Mount Vernon players, although Mount Vernon has achieved a lot. They know that, but they also know they can play basketball with them. Keys for Sedro Woolley, I think, to win this basketball game, and don't fool yourself, Scott. These coaches can play this game down all they want, but this has got Northwest League Championship written all over it, so they're playing it just for that. And the keys for Sedro Woolley, first of all, I think Isaac Bloom has to play under control somewhat. One of the problems with Sedro Woolley right now is their turnovers per game. They've got to cut that down, and I think that's Isaac Bloom's job to do that. They've got to get the ball to Shane Collins. He's an excellent basketball player and probably as fundamentally strong as anybody on the Sedro Woolley team, and he has not been scoring that much, and I think he's capable of it. That means get the ball in his hand. Justin Raymond obviously has got to stay out of foul trouble and take and again cut down on the turnovers, very key. The keys for Mount Vernon, actually they've been playing extremely well. Coach Rawlings said, we got to stop Hendrickson. We've got to do some of the things that Arlington did to stop him. Well, that was true. They held him to 10 points, but they also got beat by 44 points. So that presents the problems too. But I think they have to keep playing the same as they have played. I think they have to be very focused and keep their focus, and that's tough to do game after game after game. But they should be focused tonight against Sedro Woolley. Hendrickson obviously has to stay out of foul trouble. No, very obvious. And they're going to put pressure on the basketball, and this is where the bench strength will come in for Mount Vernon, because they will zone press, and they will put pressure, and this is going to cause some turnovers for Sedro Woolley. So with those keys all out there, they'll throw the ball up, and we'll have a great game of basketball, no doubt about it.
This type of situation, the Bulldogs want to get control early and then not let it go. They want to go for the throat with that full zone press and get the basketball away from Sedro Woolley, force them into turnovers, get them panicking a little bit, try and take away their composure. You'll see the Bulldogs, I believe, probably really go after Sedro Woolley right from the start.
And one thing we should mention, if you plan on coming to the ball game, forget it. Stay in front of your radio, because you can't get in. The doors are locked.
The doors have been locked for over 25 minutes. This place is sold out, jam-packed. I've seen a lot of big basketball games at this high school, and I don't know if I've ever seen the doors locked before that early, especially before the contest. I got here at 5:30, and there was no place to park at that time. A lot of anticipation building up this contest, and it's the 10th of January. Like I mentioned in the pregame show earlier on, it's a long way from Tacoma and the state championship finals, but both of these crowds here tonight from Sedro Woolley and from Mount Vernon are as excited about this game as they have been in several years. Starting lineups first for the 8-1 Sedro Woolley Cubs. They will go with their normal starting five here tonight against the Bulldogs. Running the point guard position will be Isaac Bloom, a 6-foot senior, 4-year starter for the Cubs, averaging 10 points and 5 assists per contest. His running mate in the backcourt will be 6-foot senior Scott Johnson in his first year of starting, and as you might imagine, they are announcing the starting lineup now for the Mount Vernon Bulldogs here at the gymnasium. Continuing with the Cubs, however, Shane Collins will start at 1 forward, averaging 13 points per game. 6'5" junior Shane Collins. The two inside men for the Sedro Woolley Cubs, 6'5" junior Cameron Cleland, a 3-year starter, averaging 12 points and 10 rebounds per game. And Justin Raymond, the 6'8" senior, 16.4 points, 12 rebounds, a 4-year starter, Justin Raymond. Starting five for the Mount Vernon Bulldogs, which is apt to change every once in a while depending on who's hot and who's not, but it's going to stay the same for this first week of basketball in January in the Northwest League. The lineup that started against the Eagles against Arlington Tuesday night here in Mount Vernon will go again for the Bulldogs tonight. Dave Garcia, 5'8" senior, runs the point guard. He has 8 assists per game average. Ryan Keys, the 6-foot junior, his running mate in the backcourt, averaging 11 points per contest. Troy Holmes, a 6'2" senior forward, 10 points per game. Bill Cornelius, a 6'5" senior forward, 11 points and 9 rebounds, a 3-year starter for the Bulldogs. And 6'9" senior All-State Mark Hendrickson, 21 points per game. Now time for the national anthem tonight at Mount Vernon High School. The starting lineups introduced, the national anthem performed by the Mount Vernon High School Marching Band, and we are set to go for a Northwest AA League clash between the 5-0 Mount Vernon Bulldogs and the 5-0 Sedro Woolley Cubs. Tom Rawlings in his 4th year has the Cubs off to their best start in several years. The Bulldogs, of course, the defending state AA champions, have not lost to anyone except for Seaholm in the Northwest League for about 23 years, I think. It's been a long time since anybody else has tasted victory against Sedro Woolley. The Cubs in their visiting road blue uniforms would like to do so tonight. The Bulldogs, of course, in the Duke replica home white with the green stripe down the side. Hendrickson and Raymond were getting set to jump center as soon as Mac Fraser gets done talking with one of the officials, and they're already going to have to wipe something up off the floor. It is packed in here tonight, Fred, and I'm sure we're going to see some things probably flying out on the floor. Unfortunately, before this night is over, the student body is fired up.
Yeah, both sides, I'm sure we're going to see some of this stuff, but hopefully they've got people out there that can take care of it right away. You don't want to see anybody get hurt, particularly in a game like this. So Colby, one official, saw a wet spot. He got it taken care of. They're ready to go. It's tough holding these kids back right now. They're getting ready to jump her up, Scott.
7:45, about 15 minutes late to get this one underway, but now we're ready to go. Northwest AA League boys basketball on KAPS AM 660. The tap goes to a Bulldog, and it comes in the hands of Bill Cornelius. Into the forecourt he goes to Garcia, who will set up the half-court offense and decide to shoot himself from just outside the foul line. He misses it, and Shane Collins grabs the rebound for Sedro Woolley underneath. Collins clears it out, and it comes out to Isaac Bloom, covered in the backcourt by Dave Garcia. Now the wing pass down low. They go along the baseline. Raymond moves in on Hendrickson, misses the shot. Backside rebound by Collins. Keeps it and now tries to toss it out before he can. He travels with the basketball. Collins grabbed a good offensive board but couldn't get the ball out.
Yeah, good job there. And Raymond kind of forced the shot, but Collins right there for the rebound, but just traveled, and that's one turnover for Sedro Woolley.
And that's a number you're going to have to keep an eye on tonight. Bulldogs down the floor, sagging defense inside. Keys will take it. Now handoff pass goes to Troy Holmes along the baseline, misses the two-footer off the glass. Rebound tapped away and will now bounce off the end line, off of the hands of Isaac Bloom. Troy Holmes left alone underneath. Same thing happened Tuesday night. He scored big against Arlington by being left alone by the Eagle defense. Bulldogs to inbound right here, and we're going to get a foul right away on the inbounds pass coming in to Mark Hendrickson. Whistle that foul on Shane Collins.
Well, there again, you just don't see Troy Holmes miss that many shots underneath. He's money when he gets the ball in the paint, but there's some pressure out there, and they're going to go after each other right away, and there's a lot of beef in the paint tonight.
Big guys crashing in hard. 6'9" Hendrickson, 6'8" Raymond. You're going to see some people banging bodies. Ball stolen away briefly by the Cubs. Now the Bulldogs have it back. Garcia to inside of the key. Now hands off Holmes. Right side. Move to the center of the key. Shot up for 6. Good. Troy Holmes for the first points of the ball game. It's Bulldogs 2-0. Full court press as we expected. The Bulldogs have it. The Cubs get it in. Now near midcourt to Raymond. Hands it back to Isaac Bloom. Will bring it across the half-court stripe. Now to the right sideline. Goes to the wing to Shane Collins. Collins moves in. Now dip-off pass to Raymond, who is guarded right there and gets called for traveling. They got the lob pass into Raymond, but great backside help on the defense.
Well, it wasn't only backside. He got his feet crossed up, and when he got the entry pass, there was nothing he could do with it.
And he got right into Troy Holmes, who forces the travel. Now the Bulldogs will turn it over themselves right back to the Cubs. A wing pass coming to Ryan Keys, and it glances off Keys' hand out of bounds. Turnover back to Sedro Woolley, and the Cubs facing the pressure again will inbound to Isaac Bloom. Bloom guarded near his own end of the floor. Will get it off to Collins. Collins now to dribble it up under pressure from Cornelius. Gets it across half court, and now setting up. Throws it off left side. Now to Cleland. Turnaround move. Shot good from 13 feet away. Cameron Cleland with 2 for Sedro Woolley as he hits it from 8 feet on the left side of the key. 2-2. Bulldog basketball in the corner. It comes to Cornelius. Back out front, top of the key. Dave Garcia to shoot the 3. Boom, good. Dave Garcia for 3.
Well, I tell you, it's just a real great move down at the other end by Cleland. Left Troy Holmes' feet planted on the ground, and then another nice shot by Dave Garcia.
Garcia now trying to put pressure on Bloom, makes a steal, but Bloom gets it back. Now he sets up the half-court offense to the left side. The pass comes to Scott Johnson. 18-footer, no good. Backside rebound, Cornelius. Bulldogs on the run, comes to midcourt to Dave Garcia. Garcia now will set things up and slow down to the half-court offense. High post pass comes to Mark Hendrickson. Hendrickson dribbles out. Now goes one-on-one against Collins to the baseline. Pull up 13-footer. Good. Mark Hendrickson. 7-2 Bulldogs as Hendrickson cans it from the baseline. Now with pressure, Garcia makes a steal on Bloom. Back to the basket, Dave Garcia, left-handed lay-in, missed it, but the follow-up good. Ryan Keys with the follow-in, tap-in off the miss after the steal by Garcia. And the Bulldogs now out by 7, 9-2, midway first quarter of play. Heavy pressure. Cubs get it across the half-court stripe and now going to try and throw it down low to Collins running along the baseline. Doesn't see the pass coming. It's stolen away by the Bulldogs. They run it up the floor, get at the Keys along the left baseline, moves along the end line, now comes to the basket, and hacked hard going to the hole. Ryan Keys misses the shot, but will go to the free throw line.
And I've got Sedro Woolley right now early with 4 turnovers, and exactly what I said. This pressure is bothering Sedro Woolley. They got 4 turnovers, but just an excellent follow shot by Ryan Keys on the last shot to go in, and then he took it right to the hoop again, and he does this very well. Ryan Keys, he's a no-nonsense type of kid. He's going to bring the ball to the hoop. So far, good things have happened.
And there's a host of Cubs that were over there trying to guard on Ryan Keys. Justin Raymond picks up the personal foul. First personal, second team foul. Keys at the line for the Bulldogs, misses the first one. 9-2, Mount Vernon with the lead here at the Bulldog Gymnasium. Glad to have you with us for Northwest AA League High School Basketball on KAPS. I'm Scott Buchanan along with Fred Lee. Keys, second free throw, and he missed a pair, but the rebound going to be grabbed near the end line. Thought Bulldog would get it. Instead, a Cub comes up with it. And now a pass up the course from the floor is going to be thrown away. Cameron Cleveland took the loose ball from Scott Johnson, tried to cross-court pass it to Raymond, who didn't see it coming, and the Bulldogs have a break there as the Cubs turn it over once again.
And that's 5. He just no reason to throw that pass. You got rattled a little bit. Right now the defense is hurting Sedro Woolley, Mount Vernon's defense.
Top of the key, Garcia left alone by that sagging ends defense played by the Cubs. Now Garcia will shoot the three. Just to the left of the top of the key, misses it this time. Charging hard for the rebound, Dave Garcia will come up with a loose ball and be fouled, run into right there by Scott Johnson.
Well, right now, Mount Vernon very tough on their own offensive board and seem to be coming up with the loose basketballs right now. So they're obviously fired up to come into the game. Sometime that works for you, sometime against you. Right now, it's probably working a little against Sedro Woolley.
First personal on Johnson, third team foul on the Bulldogs. Mount Vernon to inbound from the sideline in front of their student body. It comes to Garcia, now to the left wing to Cornelius. Standing out there, Bill Cornelius fires the three, in and out, no good. Rebound comes right back to Cornelius. He'll go to the corner to Ryan Keys. Shoots the three from there. That one rims in and out, no good. Tap for the rebound is going to go off the hand of a Sedro Woolley Cub. Bill Cornelius was up in the air trying to grab the rebound, and I think Isaac Bloom is going to be the last Cub to touch it. It goes out along the end line. It'll be Bulldog basketball.
Well, Bulldog not exactly hot from outside. They haven't hit a lot for the perimeter. This game could be a lot further out of control for Woolley than it is right now.
Inbounds comes along the end line to Hendrickson. Now he goes to Keys on the wing. Moves in, pops it back out top now to Garcia. Down the right side of the key, Dave comes to baseline, tries an underhand scoop shot. Had no prayer of going in. Missed it. Holmes grabbed the rebound and lays it back up and in, but wipe off that bucket. Troy Holmes' basket will not count, and we're going to get a 3-second...
No, they got him for traveling, and I did see that there. He shuffled both of his feet before he went to the basket. Good a call by the official. Woolley's ball out.
Okay, so Troy Holmes travels after grabbing the rebound on the miss by Dave Garcia. Cubs to inbound the basketball. Isaac Bloom, under pressure from Garcia, gets it up across half court. 4 minutes to go first quarter. It's 9-2. Bulldogs with the lead. Now a foul in the backcourt. It's going to be whistled on Garcia as he reached in on Isaac Bloom. Dave Garcia's first personal foul, first team foul on Mount Vernon. And a substitution, Torrey Swanson will check into the lineup here at the 4:07 mark of the first quarter of play. First substitute comes in for the Bulldogs and gives a rest to Garcia, so Swanson comes in at the point right now. Mac Fraser has a lot of options to go to on the bench. He decides to go to the sophomore here. Cub basketball after the foul in the middle of the key. They go to Cleveland. He pops it back out to Raymond along the baseline, misses a 16-footer. Bulldog rebound comes to Swanson up the floor. He pushes it down to Hendrickson. Fires up the three from the left wing. Good.
Well, Hendrickson, I tell you, he doesn't hesitate, and then they're playing him outside right now because of that zone, taking advantage of it.
Bulldogs 12-2 now as the Cubs move along the baseline. Shot up Shane Collins, 13-footer, as he was left open along the left sideline. Good.
Well, I like Collins. I think he's a fine basketball player, very skilled basketball player. Maybe needs to work a little bit more on getting some more shots out of this offense.
Now Keys cuts past the defense, left baseline. He beat the defender out there, Scott Johnson. Easy lay-in for Ryan Keys. 14-4, Bulldogs up the floor. The Cubs push it through the fast break. Goes to Johnson, and he gets the pass from Raymond, cutting to the bucket. Scott Johnson scored, so we're in a running game right now. 3:03 to go first quarter, 14-6 Bulldogs. Torrey Swanson has it for the green and white. Now to Holmes. Holmes dribbles into the foul line, now passes it back out to Swanson to set up the offense again. Inside 3 minutes first quarter. Bulldogs controlled since the get-go. Ryan Keys left wing, now moves to the foul line, tries a dip in pass to Hendrickson, and Keys is going to be fouled on his way into the middle of the key. Personal foul is going to come on, I believe, Isaac Bloom, or we'll wait and see. Maybe Scott Johnson gets the foul. Scott Johnson does pick up the foul. Second personal foul on him. Fourth team foul on Cubs.
Chad Wires now in the ball game for the Bulldogs. 6'1" senior taking Ryan Keys' spot.
So Wires comes in, and the inbound to pass, he'll get it in the corner. Now pop it back out on the wing to Hendrickson, who was left alone out the left wing. Now dribbles into about 16 feet away, but decides not to shoot. Instead goes to Swanson. Now they're looking to get the lob into Hendrickson, posted up down low. Instead, high post pass goes to Holmes. Has it stripped away. Loose ball picked up by a Cub. Out comes Shane Collins up the floor across half court through his legs. Now pass to the wing comes to Bloom. Bloom to fire the three from the left wing. Short, no good. Rebound inside for Holmes of the Bulldogs. His outlet pass comes to Swanson, who likes to push it up the floor. He comes up toward the top of the key, now goes inside to the middle of the key to Hendrickson. Spin around move to the bucket, count the basket, and Mark Hendrickson is fouled. He'll go to the line.
Well, that's just a great spin move by Mark Hendrickson. Boy, oh boy, he just shows some different moves every time you come out there, and this is why the Cougars are real glad to get him over in Pullman.
Personal foul number 2 on Justin Raymond, who was there defensively, but just a beautiful move to the bucket down the right side of the key by the Bulldogs. And as Sedro Woolley calls timeout, Hendrickson motions to the fan.
That means unpredictable.
Sign their shirt and hat, and we all have one.
Cool. Can anybody go there?
Oh, sure. They do banners, coffee cups. In fact, if it'll hold still, they'll print on it. Call Portal Industries at 856-3197, and your group can have their own personally designed T-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, tote bags, cups.
Back we come to a sold-out Mount Vernon High School gymnasium. They closed down the doors about 20 minutes prior to tip-off, maybe even a little earlier than that, as this place has been jam-packed for over an hour now. And they're watching the Bulldogs lead early here in the first quarter, 17-6, as Mark Hendrickson completes a three-point play and puts his team out now by 11. Heavy pressure has been there since the start for Mount Vernon. Now they slack off a bit and let Isaac Bloom get across half court. Cub basketball, left wing comes to Johnson, moves past, now gets it to the back, and it's Collins, misses the lay-in as it's partially checked away. Loose ball rebound comes out in the forecourt. Isaac Bloom to pick it up. Now he'll set up the Cub offense from the top of the key, move in, pull up the dribble, go right wing to Collins. Now inside, lob pass goes along the baseline to Raymond. Turnaround 13-footer is no good as he tried to force it over Hendrickson. Bulldog rebound, up the floor they come. Torrey Swanson with it. Inside pass comes to Cornelius, left along the baseline, 13. Bill Cornelius wide open, and he is never going to miss that shot. Bill Cornelius has a sweet jump shot, and he cans it home there, 19-6 Bulldogs. 1:35 to go first quarter here at Mount Vernon High School. I'm Scott Buchanan along with Fred Lee on KAPS. Isaac Bloom dribbling for Sedro Woolley in the forecourt. Now goes to Collins. Back to Bloom. Low post inside. Right side goes to Cleland. Quick move along the baseline. Gets past the defender, but then the foul won't fall. He got it up on the rim, and it just wouldn't drop in for Cameron Cleland. Bulldogs get the rebound. Only one opportunity again for the Cubs. Wires from the right wing. Up, bounces high, and now will sit up atop the bucket. Finally come down off the top of the backboard, and it's going to be called for out of bounds as it bounced high off the rim, and that is territory that is no longer in play, so it will go over to Sedro Woolley. Bulldogs lead it 19-6 with 1:07 to go here first quarter. Pressure again, full court on Sedro Woolley. The inbound pass comes into the hands of Teddy Anderson. Anderson guarded in the backcourt will get it off to Shane Collins, who will bring it up. Collins now running at the point guard position for Sedro Woolley. He dribbles it up the floor, goes right wing to Anderson. Anderson looks toward the baseline, towards Raymond. Now instead comes back to Cleland. Extended out past the foul line. Now cutting quickly through the middle of the key is Justin Raymond. Breaks open and he goes back to the hoop. Good. Justin Raymond for 2. Nice move of his own over Hendrickson to the bucket, and the Cubs come back with 2. Now Cornelius is going to get called for a charge as the Bulldogs come charging down the floor, and that is exactly what happens when Cornelius comes and gets the foul called against him as he went to the bucket. Defensive player hustled in there and got along the baseline, cut off that lane.
Yeah, and another good sign for Sedro Woolley is they took their time down there. Collins now bringing the ball down. Better ball handle than Isaac Bloom, and he should be able to have more success getting the ball down on that press. The other thing is, Rawlings said, let's do what Arlington did, stop Hendrickson. Hendrickson had 10 points in that game. He's got 8 in the first quarter here. Not working.
35 seconds to go in the first quarter. It's 19-8 to the middle of the key. Pull up, boom, good. Shane Collins driving hard to the bucket, and like Fred said, he is a nice-looking basketball player. The junior has 4 tonight. It's 19-10 as Sedro Woolley trying to squirm back into this game here in the late stages of the first quarter.
One shot for Mount Vernon. They got their spread offense out, and they're going to look something backdoor.
Torrey Swanson to the left wing. Over there with the basketball is Kelts. Now low post pass comes into Hendrickson. He'll move up. 13-footer. Rolls off the rim. No good. Tried to tap in. Doesn't get it. Raymond now with the rebound. And a hack foul going to be called as Justin Raymond pulled down the defensive board. Troy Holmes will get called for the personal foul on the arm of Raymond. Holmes' first personal foul. Team foul number 3 on the Bulldogs.
4 seconds to go to get a shot off, but they're taking it out on, Sedro Woolley's taking it out on their Mount Vernon's end of the court.
Inbound pass comes to Anderson, goes to Raymond at midcourt, fires up the prayer shot off the backboard, and no good. 8 minutes have gone by here at a sold-out Mount Vernon High School gymnasium, and it's been pretty much green and white for the first 8 minutes of play. Second quarter is coming up next. Our score after 1, Mount Vernon 19, Sedro Woolley 10.
Hurry, parade of bargains. Savings to beat the band at Westside Tire Center in West Mount Vernon and Pat River Tire Center in Burlington.
After one, it's 19-10 Bulldogs. This is Northwest AA League boys basketball from Mount Vernon High School. Unbeaten Sedro Woolley in league at 5-0. Unbeaten Mount Vernon 5-0 in league. The co-league leaders, 19-10 Bulldogs at this point. Cubs to get the basketball to start off the second quarter.
And Hendrickson leading Mount Vernon with 8 points, and high for Sedro Woolley is Shane Collins.
And we're going to get a foul right off the inbounds. It's going to come on Dave Garcia, who was putting the pressure in the forecourt on Isaac Bloom. Garcia will pick up his second personal. 15 foul on the Bulldogs.
And Dave Garcia has got to be a little careful now. That was kind of a ticky-tack foul, but he knows what they're going to call now, so he's if he wants to stay on that court,
he's going to have to do something different. Collins moves along the baseline, misses the shot. Raymond, backside rebound, up and good. Justin Raymond with the put-back shot, and it goes in for 2. For Raymond, he has 4 on the night. 19-12, the Bulldogs with the 7-point lead, the basketball. DeMarc Hendrickson along the right baseline, turning in toward Cameron Cleland. Cleland strips the ball away, and it rolls out of bounds off of Cleland's hand. Bulldogs to inbound along the end line, standing about a foot from the packed crowd along the end of the floor here. Holmes gets it in, now takes the pass back into the corner. Troy Holmes for 3, left alone, just standing. Set shot for Troy Holmes. He says, if you're going to leave me alone out here, this is what you're going to see from Troy Holmes. 22-12 Bulldogs. Up the floor to Cleland. Now with the basketball is Isaac Bloom. Back to the corner of the wing to Collins, and Collins puts up a 3 of his own, so Shane Collins answers Troy Holmes with a Cub 3-pointer. 22-15, the lead back to 7 as Dave Garcia brings the ball to the floor. Now left wing, moving along the baseline. Ryan Keyes beats the defense, but then misses the laying off the glass. He grabs his own rebound, pops it out front to Garcia, who will fire the 3, miss it. Cornelius, inside rebound for the Bulldogs. Put back shot from 6. No good. Now the rebound tapped out of bounds off the hand of Ryan Keyes. The Bulldog fans don't like it, but the Cub fans are happy to get out of that one after giving the Bulldogs multiple opportunities.
Yeah, they had 3 shots at the basket. Sedro Woolley doing a better job on the offensive end right now, though. They're settled down a little bit, and they're running their offense like it should be run. And Shane Collins is smart enough to take advantage.
Anderson moves to the baseline. 13-footer rolls in. Good. Teddy Anderson for 2 for the Sedro Woolley Cubs as he drives, pulls up, and shoots it home. 22-17. Bulldog lead now down to 5. 6:33 to go first half. Dave Garcia, top of the key. Now left side, the ball comes to Ryan Keyes. Keyes over there now, high post pass, splitting in. Hendrickson pops it back to the baseline to Cornelius, and the 15-footer goes Bill Cornelius from the left baseline. Collins up the floor, getting through the pressure, passes it to the right wing to Anderson, standing there, same exact spot as a moment ago, and this time he drills it home again. Back-to-back buckets for 6'1" senior Teddy Anderson for the Sedro Woolley Cubs, and he puts it in good. 24-19. Garcia running the offense. Now just shoot the 17-footer himself. No good. And a rebound foul underneath. Going to be whistled on a Bulldog, and I believe it's going to be on Troy Holmes.
What both teams are doing right now, the Bulldogs are sagging on his zone and leaving Anderson all by himself. Down, he's made 2 in a row. Down at the other end, they're leaving Dave Garcia alone with his zone, and he can't seem to find a basket. Now, I look to see a change from Mount Vernon and put somebody out on the point that can put the ball in the hoop, because they're just giving that 15-foot shot up.
Raymond gets the ball on the right baseline, turnaround shot at Hendrickson, and he counts it over Hendrickson from 14 feet away. Justin Raymond puts it in good, and he is fouled by Hendrickson, who got a slap on the wrist as the shot went up. So Raymond with a big bucket of his own right here, and a chance to make it a 3-point play as Mark Hendrickson picks up his first personal foul, 6th team foul on the Bulldogs, and a chance to pull his team within 2 at 24-22 if he can make it. Before he'll get the shot, though, Mac Fraser wants to take time out. Bulldogs 24, Sedro Woolley 21. We're coming back to Mount Vernon High School right after this.
Service of the Valley. You've heard that before, so come as you are and venture through Mexico Cafe's mouth-watering menu. You'll be glad you did. Remember, don't go home hungry. Go to the Mexico Cafe, West Mount Vernon, open Friday and Saturday nights, 11 to 11. Which way? The Mexico Cafe way.
Unquestionably, the Sedro Woolley Cubs need a big game out of Justin Raymond, and they are starting to get it right now as he completes the 3-point play, pulls the Cubs back within 2. 5:42 to go first half. It's 24-22. Mount Vernon with the lead. Donnie Kelch with the basketball, moves to the right baseline. Now pops it back out to the wing to Keyes, who'll drive into the right baseline. Running 13-footer, no good. Collins backside rebound for the Cubs, who can tie it or go ahead here. Up across half court, Collins to the right wing. Now cross-court pass to the left wing comes to Teddy Anderson. Anderson looking to get it into Cleland, can't. Instead comes to Isaac Bloom. They'll move it around the perimeter once again. Looking to get it inside instead. Now the Cubs will shoot it from outside. It's Collins missing a 20-footer. Rebound by Hendrickson of the Bulldogs. Garcia up the floor, comes to the right side of the key, now moves past the defense, gets in too low and misses the shot. Loose ball rebound going to be picked up by Justin Raymond. Garcia, good penetration, but then found himself with no place to go and ended up throwing up a bad shot, and the Cubs come out of there with the break. 24-22 Bulldogs. Inside 5 minutes now to go, second quarter. To the wing, Isaac Bloom pulls in, 13-footer along the baseline, up and rolls off the backside of the rim, no good. Hendrickson with the rebound, the Bulldogs on the run, 4-on-2 fast break, right down the center of the key, beautiful pass to Dave Garcia, and he lays it in. The Cub defense caught napping now. Now Garcia makes a defensive steal on the inbound pass, goes to Keys, he hits it up off the glass from 8 and fouled in the process. The Bulldogs with a big spurt right here have Ryan Keys making the basket after a Dave Garcia steal on the inbounds pass. It'll put Ryan Keys at the line to try and complete the three-point play.
Well, I tell you, Dave Garcia is now going to take a seat because what's happened a couple times, a little out of control, but I got to hand it to Sedro Woolley. They're at Mount Vernon's gym. They're down by 12. They could have folded right there. They came right back. They're right back in this ball game. We got a good one, a good sequence of plays for Mount Vernon the last 2 times down, stealing the ball and getting 4 points out of it. And now they've got Donnie Kelts taking the ball out of bounds, so they must not have counted that basket, or what's going on?
They count the bucket. The foul was on a try for the rebound. The inbounds comes to Torrey Swanson, misses the 17-footer. Hendrickson rebound, put-back shot from 13 goes. Mark Hendrickson, the shot was missed from the right side. He grabs the rebound on the backside and puts it back up and in. Hendrickson has 10 on the night. It's 30-22. The Bulldogs have opened up an 8-point lead once again. Baseline shot, Cleveland leaves it short. Rebound, Cornelius. Outlet comes to Torrey Swanson. Swanson up across half court, now to the foul line, pops it out to the wing to Keys. Keys thinking about driving in. Now he goes to the corner. That was Kelts. Now it goes to Keys. Keys moving in, cuts past the defense. Nice move from Ryan Keys along the baseline, and he gets it in off the glass from a couple feet away. Ryan Keys puts the Bulldogs out by 10. An 8-0 run right here in the second quarter, and now a traveling violation on Scott Johnson of the Cubs. Boy, Mount Vernon can just show you the beauty of the basketball game that they play, and the Cubs are going to have to take time out to try and stop this break that the Bulldogs are on right now. 3:49 to go first half. It's Mount Vernon 32, Sedro Woolley.
Free gift wrapping, fax and coffee service, book catering for conferences and book fairs, parking right outside their front door. Scott's Bookstore and Card Shop, downtown Mount Vernon, the way bookstores ought to be.
Bulldogs in the midst of an 8-0 run here that has seen a lead that was 24-22 grow to 32-22, and a turnover by the Cubs. They come back from this timeout now with the Bulldogs back in possession of the basketball. It is Ryan Keys from the left side, fires up the three, and it's no good. It's Donnie Kelts, that missed it from over there. Far side of the floor, and I'm having a tough time seeing which one of them has the ball. Cubs going to turn it right back over, though, as the missed shot by Kelts goes to the Cubs, and then a long down-court pass. Bloom trying to hit Raymond, throws it over his head, and it goes off the end line out of bounds. Bulldogs back with the basketball once again, and now Donnie Kelts has it on the left wing. Moves to the baseline, pulls up over Raymond, 13-footer, bounces off the rim, no good. Cornelius backside rebound, can't get that shot to go, and now Cleveland will grab the rebound for Sedro Woolley. So a pair of chances, and the Bulldogs come away empty. Cubs down the floor to the right wing to Scott Johnson. Johnson now top of the key to Collins, swing it left wing to Bloom. Inside pass go to Cleveland, and from behind, Kelts is going to pick up a foul, slapping the ball away as Cleveland was posted up down the left side of the key against Donnie Kelts. Kelts will pick up his first personal foul. That is team foul number 7 on the Bulldogs. So it will put Cameron Cleveland at the free throw line. A 3-year starter, 6'5" junior Cameron Cleveland.
So far, 5 people for each team have scored in this ball game. High for Sedro Woolley is Shane Collins and Justin Raymond for Mount Vernon. Hendrickson with 10, Ryan Keys with 8. Cleveland and Collins both have 7.
Cleveland hits the free throw. And now looking for his second one, as he had 1 plus the bonus. The second one up and good as well. So Cameron Cleveland with the pair right there, and it is now 32-24 as they break that 8-0 run with a pair of Cameron Cleveland free throws. Swanson trying to get a pass off to Kelts, and it's slapped away, and now a foul going to be called as the 2 players go hard after the basketball. It's going to be, I believe, whistled on Torrey Swanson of the Bulldogs as he had his pass slapped away by Scott Johnson, and then going after the ball with Johnson Swanson will pick up the personal foul.
And being a young player, being a sophomore, Swanson compounds one mistake with the other by making the bad pass and then, of course, fouling after that. So he's going to take a seat, and he'll learn from it. He's going to sit down. In the meantime, Shane Collins at the line, and Shane's having a nice ball game with 7 points right now. He's just a real heady basketball player. I really like Shane Collins, the way he plays basketball. He's pretty much under control at all times.
I'm sorry, it was Collins, not Johnson, that was going after that tipped pass. And so Collins at the free throw line for the Cubs puts the first one up, and it is indeed up and good for Shane Collins. So at the free throw line, the Cubs trying to fight back in, and they're going to have to be nearly perfect in that department if they want to break into this advantage that the Bulldogs have built here, and they do get a pair that time from Collins. Now Garcia left alone in the corner, hits the three. Dave Garcia left all by himself along the right baseline, cans the three. Bulldogs 35-26. Inside pass goes to Cleland, right to the middle of the paint. He goes to the center of the key. Cameron Cleland for two. 35-28. 2.5 minutes to go first half. Bulldog basketball. Keys lob inside to Cornelius, and Cornelius fouled before getting the shot away by Isaac Bloom. And now they're having a couple of words back and forth. All these guys know each other, though, so I don't expect any dirty type of play to go on tonight.
No, that was friendly. Isaac talks the whole ball game, and most of it is just idle chatter. He's really not one of those kind of kids, and he certainly knows Billy Cornelius. He pats him on the butt afterwards, or the rear, I should say. No big deal. I tell you, these kids all know each other really well, Scott, from playing football and basketball together. Not many of these kids play football for Mount Vernon. Most of them do for Sedro Woolley, but there's some baseball players out there for Mount Vernon. So, you know, they've crossed paths a lot of times.
Now that baseball, that junior American Legion team was made up of Mount Vernon and Sedro Woolley players, and you're seeing a good number of them out here tonight. So they are familiar with each other, and they are familiar with this type of situation. The second personal foul on Bloom puts Cornelius at the line, and Big Bill cans a pair for the Bulldogs. 37-28, Mount Vernon again by 9. Collins cross half court to Johnson out of the baseline. Cleveland left open again. They keep breaking through that press, and Cameron Cleveland gets another easy lay-in basket for Sedro Woolley, and the Cubs come back within 7, 37-30. 2:18 to go. Keys drives, misses the shot, try to follow through dunk by Hendrickson, and it rims in and out, no good. Good job of going up after the rebound by Mark Hendrickson, but he just couldn't get the slam dunk to follow in good. So the Cubs come out with it, and Isaac Bloom driving to the right side of the key is going to be called for a charge, I believe, going to the bucket from the right side of the key. He crossed into the lane, and Isaac Bloom out of control there, and that's something you talked about. He has to maintain his balance.
And also Cleveland made a very nice move, but Sedro Woolley took the ball right to Hendrickson, gave him the ball, took it away, and then laid it in down at the other end.
Bloom's third personal foul was a player control, so no shooting, and now Garcia loses the handle on it. Stolen pass, and now it's stolen right back as Keys intercepts the down-court pass for the Bulldogs. He comes up, fires the three from the right wing. Ryan Keys for three.
11 points for Ryan Keys, having a nice basketball game.
Keys getting the start with Garcia tonight in the backcourt and making it pay off. Now a long-range bomb for the Cubs. Bloom trying to force something there, and there's nothing going. Bulldogs lead it 40-30. Minute and a half to go first half. Hendrickson at the top of the key, guarded by Cleveland. Now the left wing pass comes to Garcia. Off the screen, Dave drives center of the key, left open, puts up the 8-footer. No good. Rebound backside, going to be grabbed by T.J. Brown. Outlet pass comes to Collins for the Cubs. Up across half court, now drives toward the baseline, picks up the dribble, passes it back out to the top of the key to Isaac Bloom. Now right wing. Now finally down along the baseline, T.J. Brown. Turnaround move. Fall away. 15-footer good. Over Donnie Kelts. T.J. Brown for two. 40-32. 60 seconds exactly. Lob pass inside. Goes to Hendrickson. Cleveland rejects it from behind, but in the process grabs a wrist and pulls it away. And a shooting foul going to be putting Mark Hendrickson at the line to shoot 2 free throws. Good pass inside that time. Hendrickson got behind Cleveland, and the lob came in, but Cleveland trying to save face there. Almost had the clean check, but got a hand on Mark Hendrickson's wrist.
I'm sure if you ask Cleveland, he got a clean check. If you ask Mark Hendrickson, he didn't get a clean check. So bottom line, you are going to get called most of the time. What I'm a little surprised back a little earlier when Mark Hendrickson hung on the rim, that's an automatic technical foul. The ball did not go in the hoop, so it's a technical foul if you hang on the rim. Nothing was called there. That surprised me a little bit.
The other players were underneath him. Maybe they were just feeling that was a safety factor he was hanging up there for. Either way, we look at it now. Hendrickson is at the free throw line to shoot a pair for the Bulldogs, who lead it now 41-32 after Mark gets the first one to fall through. 11 points on the night for the 6'9's All-State center for Mount Vernon. 41-32 Bulldogs. 56 seconds to go, first half. At halftime tonight, we'll be talking with Paul Hayden, the now former head coach of the Mount Vernon Bulldog football squad. Second free throw is missed by Hendrickson. Rebound by the Cubs, and they come up across half court. Collins now to the right wing, gives it to Anderson. Now back to Johnson. Johnson drives left side of the key. Shot up, checked away. Hendrickson got the check, and then it taps along the end line out of bounds before he can grab it back. So the Cubs will keep it at that end of the floor, but boy, I tell you, Scott Johnson got in the land he didn't want to be when he got that shot checked away.
Steve Bertelson now in for Mount Vernon, 6'1" senior.
Bertelson fighting the flu this week, but healthy enough to go right now for the Bulldogs. Inside pass comes to Raymond. Baseline shot up good. Justin Raymond from the left side of the bucket cans it home from 6 feet away. And Raymond now has 9 on the night. 41-34. Final 30 seconds of the first half of play, and then maybe the Bulldogs going to go for the last shot as they go into the spread offense. Kelts has it out in the forecourt near the half-court line, and he is standing there all alone with the basketball. 15 seconds to go first half. Now Keys with it, dribbles past the first defender, down the center of the key, behind the back pass to the baseline. Hendrickson moves up along the baseline and dumps it in good. Beautiful pass from Ryan Keys to Mark Hendrickson, and Hendrickson lays it in. 3 seconds to go. Cleveland, final shot, going to throw up a prayer to end the first half. It falls short, and we're done with 16 minutes of action from Mount Vernon High School, and the Mount Vernon Bulldogs getting a good round of applause from their home fans here tonight. Yeah, the Cub fans are happy, too. They are still in this ball game. It is, by no means over as of yet. We still have the second half.
Maple in Birch. They're a proud sponsor of local activity.
There's some talk about what it might have been with the players and personality type of issues, and then other parts people say, well, you just didn't win enough league titles or something. I don't know which end is going to come out in the end, but you have to be overall fairly happy about the fact that you made some relationships with some players and you established something positive here while you were here.
Oh, yeah, I think, I can answer if we had more time. I can go over our record. We were 9-7 in the league the last couple of years, lost 5 games by 7 points or less. And Scott, you've been around here. You know what we've done in this program. I think we've done a lot of good for this program. We had a lot of great kids. We had those kids will keep up, but my past players keep up with me. We'll be associated the rest of my life. Half of these school board people, I'll never know their names. In 3 years, I'll forget who they are. But I'll never forget those players. I really appreciate the way the parents have come back. I've got a lot of calls, and they did, things. And I really am happy about the way the staff at the school, a lot of teachers have really come to me, and I really feel good about my colleagues at the high school. And that's what this is all about. I love all those people. We did a good job, and you've been around here. You can attest to that. You've watched us play. You've been close, and I don't care what. People that have attacked our program, never been to practice, never been around, don't even know me personally, and they're the people that they're listening to. I guess what the kids say don't mean, and the parents say don't mean anything, but I'm happy the way things are. I'm happy for the 4 years, and I feel real good and clean because we accomplished a lot. It's going to be hard for me to face our kids today and every day because I really love those kids, and they know that, and I've told them that a lot.
Well, I appreciated working with you, and thanks for joining us tonight. Best of luck in the future to Paul Hayden, the former head coach now of the Mount Vernon Bulldogs.
Okay, Scott.
Thanks for joining us tonight, and now we are going right back to action as we finish up the conversation we get right underway with the third quarter of the play as the inbounds pass comes to the Bulldogs. And again, our deep appreciation goes out to Paul Hayden for joining us tonight on this day that he was let go as the coach of the Bulldogs. They will have a new coach next season. Mount Vernon moving around the basketball on the perimeter as we are back to basketball action. It is 7:25 to go in the third quarter. And the first possession belonging to the Bulldogs as they continue to take patience and move the ball around a little bit. Now finally driving in, a foul going to be whistled as Ryan Keys pulls in from the right wing to the foul line. And right there as he steps up, he is hit hard and fouled by Isaac Bloom, who will pick up personal foul number 4.
Ooh, that's a big foul on Isaac Bloom. I tell you, he's going to have to sit down right now, and Anderson's going to come in for him. And Isaac, the type of competitor he is on the football field, on the baseball field, and on the basketball court, he's the last guy that wants to sit down in this basketball game.
Oh, yeah, and he's going to be chomping at the bit over there. He's leaning back right now, but you can imagine he'll be standing up in just a second. Fourth personal on Isaac, first team foul on the Cubs. Inbound for Mount Vernon along the baseline, comes to a wide-open Ryan Keys, 14-footer, and he leaves it short off the rim, but chases down the rebound himself. Tries a putback shot, is partially checked. Hendrickson grabs a loose ball. His putback shot won't go, and finally Cleveland clears the rebound for Sedro Woolley, which dodges a big bullet there as Keys was left open from 14 feet away to start off that barrage of shots by the Bulldogs. Inside along the baseline, now pop it back out. Outside in the corner is Raymond. 18-footer up, no good. Cornelius, backside rebound for the green and white. Up the floor, pass is going to be stolen away. Cleveland gets a hand on it, intended for Hendrickson. Bulldogs were on the run, and now the Cubs have the ball back after a nice steal by Mark Hendrickson. Inside pass now comes to Cleveland. Turn around the middle of the key shot up. 13-footer falling toward the basket. Cameron Cleveland for 2 for Sedro Woolley, and they cut down that lead 43-36 as Cleveland grabs his 10th point of the night. Garcia stepping in right wing, now goes down toward the corner. Keys will bring it back out on top. Holmes with the basketball now. Down the right side. Hops it back out front. Keys pulls up, three-point shot. Off the rim, no good. Rebound. Raymond has it for Sedro Woolley. Outlet pass down the floor. Comes to Johnson, who gets behind the defense. Lays it up and doesn't get it to fall. It was Johnson who had the bucket in his hands and then just couldn't get the lay-in to drop. Bulldogs come out with the rebound, and now they have it stolen away back by Scott Johnson, who steps in front of a Dave Garcia pass.
Well, both teams a little ragged coming out of the gate here. There's no doubt about it.
Long-range three-point shot for Sedro Woolley is missed. Hendrickson grabs the backside rebound for the Bulldogs. Up the floor, Mount Vernon has it. Dave Garcia. Now right wing, Cornelius. Three-point shot, good. Bill Cornelius from the right corner, and it's up and good for 3. 46-36 Bulldogs. Shane Collins walk dribble across half court, now to the right wing to Scott Johnson, who gets a screen from Raymond. Now high post pass goes to Cleveland. He'll move down toward the bucket. Pull up 8-footer on the baseline. Rolls in and out, no good. Rebound going to go off the hand of a Bulldog out of bounds. But the Cubs are ice cold here in the start of the third quarter. Cleveland was wide open from 6 feet away.
Well, Mount Vernon's fortunate they are cold because Mount Vernon has mishandled the ball at the other end.
Cleveland again, middle of the key. This time the ball rolls in and out again. It almost went down and then rolls back up and out of the cylinder. And the Bulldogs come out with a break there as the Cubs can't convert. 46-36, Mount Vernon by 10. Inside pass comes low post to Hendrickson. One-on-one now with Cleveland backing in. Now the pass comes top of the key to Dave Garcia. His third three-pointer of the night, Dave Garcia for 3.
Well, that's real uncharacteristic, but if they're going to give him that shot, Dave looks better on the three-pointer than he does the layup tonight. Just a nice shot.
So Garcia grabs the 3 there. It's 49-36. Move in, Teddy Anderson backing in on Garcia. Now looks to travel. They don't call it, and he puts up a shot from 6. It's missed. Henderson backside rebound. Outlet pass comes to Garcia up the floor. Now to the foul line. Garcia driving in, pops it back out in front to Keys, who was hammered as he gets the shot away by Cleveland, and it doesn't fall, but Ryan Keys will go to the free throw line, and I'm not quite sure if it is a three-point shot that he was fouled on, so Ryan Keys will get 3 free throws for Mount Vernon as Cameron Cleveland picks up his second personal foul, second team foul on the Cubs in the third quarter.
Well, obviously Sedro Woolley's going to miss Isaac Bloom. Anderson down there trying to go one-on-one down here, and that's a tough thing to do when you got a 6'8 guy and a 6'5 guy underneath. You kind of like to see him get the ball in their hands and maybe get something. They needed a bucket down that time down as Ryan Keys misses the first of 3 shots.
So Keys, beautiful shooting touch, is not very pretty from the free throw line tonight. He is
could pull a hat trick here, Scott.
Yeah, he is over at the free throw line tonight, and it's the Bulldogs still leading by 13. Can he make it 14? Finally, Ryan Keys does find the range. It is 50-36, Sedro Woolley. No pressure as the Cubs come up the floor. Johnson to the foul line and turns around and throws it back toward the defender and finally gets to a teammate while it was wide open toward the basket. Now inside pass. Anderson's pass stolen away. Hendrickson up the floor, and the Bulldogs going to go coast to coast. Mark Hendrickson leaves it short and no good. Rebound grabbed by a Cub underneath along the baseline. Now coming out with it with the pass there is Teddy Anderson. He goes through Collins, now to the baseline to Cleveland. Up off the glass. Shot check from behind by Mark Hendrickson. Holmes comes down with a loose ball, and he is wearing a face mask to protect a formerly broken nose, and it has to come loose for a minute. Finally, the pass up the floor. It goes to Hendrickson on the wing. Mark Hendrickson for 3 more.
Well, Hendrickson misses the layup, but he says, I'll take the 3-2 and puts it in. Him and Garcia got something going there. I'm not sure what it is.
Bulldogs can't get anything to fall inside, but they're certainly getting it outside, and now another steal on a pass by Dave Garcia. Up the floor, Garcia trying to go coast to coast. Has his lay-in checked away. He'll come down with a loose ball, move out to the three-point stripe, fire it up, no good. Rebound, Raymond inside for Sedro Woolley. Clears it out, and now can't find anybody to go to. Finally, the pass comes out to Shane Collins. 3.5 minutes to go, third quarter. Bulldogs starting to pull away, 53-36. Ball left wing, driving now. Johnson pulls up, passes it back out in front. Anderson will move up, 13-footer. No, he doesn't take it. Tries to pass it to Cleveland, who was looking for the rebound. Doesn't see it coming. Steal by the Bulldogs. Up the floor to Hendrickson, along the left side of the key, and he travels with the basketball, cutting to the bucket. Turnover.
That's 2 times driving down that Mark Hendrickson has given up the ball and a turnover and no points out of it right now. So he's maybe forcing his game a little bit inside, although those things are the shots that Mark Hendrickson should be able to make.
He's a little too quick a feet. It looks like Napoleon Kaufman of the Huskies. He's getting his body going, everything but the feet. Substitutions coming in. Donnie Keltz and Chad Wires check in for the Bulldogs. 3:10 to go, third quarter. Sold out Mount Vernon High School Gymnasium. This is high school boys basketball on KAPS. Justin Raymond to shoot the 17-footer, and he counts it good. Raymond turns around. The defender was back off of him a couple of feet, so Raymond decides to take the shot, and he puts it in. 53-38. Moving along the baseline, a Bulldog gets a shot up from 6. It's Keltz, He missed it. Now going for the rebound. Keltz and a Cub fighting for it, and Donnie Keltz will get called for the personal foul as the 2 players battled for the rebound.
Well, I tell you right now, they're not going to give up, Sedro Woolley. They're going to keep coming after you, and Mount Vernon continues to throw shots up and turnovers that shouldn't happen. I'm not sure I saw that foul there, but nevertheless, it was a foul call. 53-38, Sedro Woolley with the basketball, and Isaac Bloom back in the ball game for Sedro Woolley.
4 personal fouls. Bloom is back in. The pass comes to the foul line. Turnaround shot, good. Justin Raymond has found some range there as he cans back-to-back buckets for the Cubs. It's 53-40. Bulldogs still by 13. Ball to the wing. Donnie Keltz dribbling around on the wing. Now he's looking to pass it into the low post. Good collapsing defense denies that pass, so Henderson comes out to get it in the corner. He dribbles out now. Mark with the basketball. 2:23 to go. Henderson decides to drive. Now goes to Cornelius. Finally swinging around the perimeter. Now back to Hendrickson along the baseline. Spin around and run into the basket. And Mark Hendrickson cuts along the baseline, comes up from the other side, and lays it in good. Mark Hendrickson with 17 points and a steal on the inbounds pass. Donnie Keltz makes the steal and goes back to the bucket. Keltz scores for the first time, and boom, boom, back-to-back buckets for the Bulldogs, and it's a 17-point lead once again. Inside 2 minutes to go, third quarter, 57-40. Inside pass now comes to Raymond. Turnaround move on Hendrickson, and Raymond puts it in up over Hendrickson's outstretched arm. Good for Justin Raymond, who has 6 in the third quarter. He has 15 on the night. Move along the baseline. Shot partially checked by Raymond from behind. Down-court pass goes on a loose ball to Isaac Bloom. Throws it up off the backboard. No good. And a rebound going to go off the hands of Donnie Keltz out of bounds. Sedro Woolley will keep it at their end of the floor. Raymond made a good block, I believe, on Chad Wires, who had cut to the baseline. And from behind, Raymond was able to reach out and strip it away, grab the ball, and start that fast break for the Cubs. But Bloom not able to convert it into a basket at the other end, although Sedro Woolley will get to keep the ball after it goes out of bounds. 1:38 to go, third quarter. Mount Vernon leading this one 57-42. Save all but the early second quarter, the Bulldogs have led comfortably throughout the night. Sedro Woolley able to come back into the contest at 24-22 with about 5 minutes to go, second quarter. Then the Bulldogs exploded on an 8-0 run and have led nicely ever since. Inbound for Sedro Woolley comes to Isaac Bloom. Low pass right side of the key comes to Cleveland, and he's turning to the bucket, will be fouled by Cornelius. I don't believe it's going to be a shooting foul. We'll wait and see, but if it is, it will put Cameron Cleveland at the line. Personal foul, is going to be on Dave Garcia. Garcia. Cornelius was fronting the offensive player. Garcia gets called for the reach-in from behind. Third personal on Dave, and they will call it a shooting foul, so it will put Cameron Cleland at the line for Sedro Woolley.
And Dave Garcia takes a seat, and the sophomore Torrey Swanson comes in, and will be running the offense for Mount Vernon as Cameron Cleland puts the first one in.
First free throw up and good, 57-43. And the Mount Vernon faithful standing behind the bucket are giving the wave to Cameron Cleland. So some distraction now for the Cub Junior as he looks towards the bucket and sinks coolly a pair of free throws. Cameron Cleland is 4 for 4 from the line. It's 57-44. Minute and a half to go, third quarter. Torrey Swanson, as Fred mentioned, the sophomore into the lineup now running the offense for the Bulldogs, and the Bulldogs are going to go into a stall somewhat here as he will wait for the defense to come out and get him in the forecourt, standing just inside the half-court stripe. Swanson has the basketball, standing there dribbling it, and now Raymond will finally come out to put some pressure on him, force the pass to Wires along the sideline, back to Hendrickson, who cuts back out and will stand there himself, guarded. He'll have to move. Goes back to Wires. Playing a little catch. The Bulldogs in a slow-down game, I guess, going for the last shot, and it's been a minute and a half to go since when they got this possession. Finally go to Hendrickson, move along the baseline, 13-footer up, no good. Raymond grabs the rebound for Sedro Woolley. Outlet pass comes to Isaac Bloom. Bloom slowly up across half court, will call for one shot of his own. Now instead decides to go to Teddy Anderson. Anderson on the right wing, dribbles up towards the baseline, now cuts through two defenders and will be fouled before the shot, I believe, as the Colby, the official, comes out and signals, and then I'm not sure if he's going to call it on the drive or no shot. They'll get it out of bounds. The Bulldogs foul going to be whistled, I believe, on Mark Hendrickson, although wait to see. Hendrickson was one of two players over there defensively. Fred, did you see who this final foul was going to be on?
I'm waiting to see him to give the numbers, and I haven't seen the official give the number yet.
Donnie Kelp will pick up the personal foul, and he was the other player over there defensively for the Bulldogs. Second personal. Inbounds for Sedro Woolley comes to Cleveland at the foul line. Pass out front goes to Isaac Bloom. 30 seconds to go, third quarter. 57-44 Bulldogs. Teddy Anderson on the left wing. Now back top of the key. It comes to Johnson. Johnson to Bloom. Bloom dribbling out in the forecourt. Bulldogs running a cut-through motion offense, trying to get somebody open for a shot, and it looks like they're going to settle for the last one now here in the third quarter.
Well, it didn't work for Mount Vernon. Let's see if it works for Woolley.
Bloom moves now. High post pass comes to Raymond. Raymond is going to have to dribble toward the baseline. Turn into Hendrickson. Fire up a 13-footer. It's way short as Hendrickson had great defensive pressure in the face of Justin Raymond. The ball loose on the floor will scramble out of bounds off of a Bulldog. Cubs will get another chance at it here as they get another break to try and get a bucket here to end the third quarter of play as Steve Bertelson checks back in for Donnie Kelp in his final defensive effort to end the third quarter of play.
Well, it's an interesting kind of a chess game here to see who's going to get the final shot. So far, neither team has gotten that good a shot.
Inbound pass comes to the corner to Bloom. He'll put it up from the corner. Off the rim, bounces no good. Rebound grabbed by Wires, and Bullet passes it down the floor. It does not make it to the bucket at the other end, and that will do it for 3 quarters of play from Mount Vernon High School. 8 minutes of basketball to go. Can the Cubs battle back? Stay tuned. We'll find out. After 3, it's Mount Vernon 57, Sedro Woolley 44 formation. The Bulldogs will go with Dave Garcia, Ryan Keys, Mark Hendrickson, Troy Holmes, and Bill Cornelius to start off the fourth quarter of play. That is their starting 5. The starting 5 for Sedro Woolley is not on the floor, however. They will go with Cleland, Raymond, Teddy Anderson, Scott Johnson, and Isaac Bloom, as Anderson is in for Shane Collins. We're underway, 57-44, Bulldogs with the lead. Cubs get the basketball to start things off in the fourth quarter. Pass coming across court is stolen away. Garcia down the court. He comes to Ryan Keys. Under pressure, Keys lays it in up off the glass, and no, they're going to wipe it off as it was tipped by Cornelius as it hung up on the rim. And a nice play by Ryan Keys will go for naught as it's tapped in by Bill Cornelius. It looked like it was going to fall anyway. They'll wipe it off. Offensive goaltending against the Bulldogs. Johnson with it in the forecourt toward the left sideline. Now comes to Raymond cutting through. Inside pass to the middle of the key. Going to Cleveland, and he is fouled from behind by Bill Cornelius. So the Cubs will huddle after the foul was called on Cornelius. His second personal. 4th team foul on the Bulldogs here in the second half of play. Still a ways from the penalty situation. Baseline to inbound the basketball. Shane Collins, who checks back in and gives Teddy Anderson the rest now. The starting 5 on the floor for both squads. Johnson, inside pass comes to Raymond. Left baseline, turnaround move on Hendrickson. Raymond will pull up, 13-footer good. Justin Raymond is shooting the basketball beautifully tonight under heavy pressure from Mark Hendrickson. Raymond gets another one to fall, 57-46. 7:20 to go in this one. Cubs trying to get back in the ball game. 8-0 Mount Vernon, the number 1 ranked team in the state, against Sedro Woolley, which received votes but did not make the initial AP poll. Cornelius with the drive along the baseline. Shot rejected by Cameron Cleland. Out comes with the basketball Shane Collins for Sedro Woolley. Now to Isaac Bloom as the Cubs set up their half-court offense, and Bloom gets the motion through. They're going to look to the low post pass. Instead it comes high post to Cleveland. Now back to Bloom in the corner. 18-footer up, no good. Cornelius rebound. The game plan was to go to Raymond. Bloom decided to take the shot instead. Now Garcia the other way with the easy lay-in as the Cubs were slow getting back defensively. Garcia able to cut to the bucket and lay it in for 2.
Well, Cleveland couldn't leave him to take Mark Hendrickson, so he faked the pass and just laid the ball in the hoop. Nothing Cleveland could do.
No, all back there by himself, and there was really nothing he could do. Bloom grabs the loose ball underneath, now tries a pass outside that's stolen away. Bulldogs come up with it, 2-on-1 fast break. Keys goes to Hendrickson, who loses the handle on it under pressure from Shane Collins. Collins will last to touch it as it goes out, but the Bulldogs miss a fast break opportunity there.
Well, and Matt Frazier didn't like what he saw from Ryan Keys, so he's going to sit down. Chad Wires is going to come in. He was too deep to make that pass. Might as well take it to the hoop yourself. I think that's what Matt Frazier would probably tell him.
Wires takes the inbound pass, comes to Garcia. Now back to Wires, now down to the corner to Holmes. They're looking to go inside to Cornelius. The Bulldogs. Instead, Holmes will keep it, drive himself. Running 8-handed hook shot, doesn't go. Holmes chases the rebound himself. Strong back to the bucket. Troy Holmes would not be denied that time down the court. Holmes went to the hoop, missed the shot, offensive rebound, and a putback against taller guys. Troy Holmes gets the bucket, 61-46 Bulldogs. Scott Johnson to shoot the 3 from the right wing. Misses it. Rebound tapped out, and Phil Cornelius comes down with it for the Bulldogs. Mount Vernon up the floor. Dave Garcia to top of the key. Now cuts past Bloom to the corner. The pass goes to Hendrickson. Hendrickson dribbles out to the wing. Now will shoot the 3. Mark Hendrickson rims it in and out. No good. Rebound grab Collins. Up the floor he comes. 2-on-1 fast break for the Cubs. And now hustling back defensively. Cleveland couldn't hold on to it as Hendrickson reached in to strip away the pass. That was Hendrickson hustling back defensively to help out Dave Garcia and cut off that 2-on-1 fast break. And the Bulldogs get the ball back after Cleveland loses it out of bounds.
And I see the difference in the two teams right now really a lot on the fast break. To be able to convert on the fast break, Mount Vernon does a much better job, and that's because of the better ball handling.
Holmes now in the forecourt, dribbling to the right wing to Cornelius. Cornelius bounce pass into Holmes, who had posted up down low. Now loses a handle on it. Holmes gives it away back to Sedro Woolley. Isaac Bloom comes out with it for the Cubs. Shane Collins. Now inside pass comes to Cameron Cleland. Turnaround move, middle of the key, and Cleland cans it from 8 feet.
Well, I see a big improvement in Cameron Cleland and Justin Raymond in their ability to shoot the basketball and take the ball to the hoop.
Cameron Cleland is very confident looking on offense for Sedro Woolley. Now with full court pressure, the Cubs are going to get a foul called against them as they are starting to try and put the full court trap on Mount Vernon here in the later stages of the game. 4:52 to go. 61-48 Bulldogs as Shane Collins picks up his second personal foul. That is team foul number 3. So the Cubs have some fouls to give here and try and go after the steal against Mount Vernon.
Well, what we're going to see now is if you're going to full court press, then you're going to have to make the team that full court presses you pay for it. That means goes right to the hoop, and that's what Hendrickson did, but he was fouled, and the basket did not go in. It just hung on the rim, did not go in. I'm going to let you do the play-by-play. I do terrible on this.
You described it just perfectly. What happens is if you full court press a team like Mount Vernon, they have got the speed and agility to beat you more often than not. That time it was Hendrickson who did the beating. He got to the bucket, but misses the attempted stuff as he was fouled. His one arm pulled away. So Hendrickson will go to the free throw line to shoot 2 free throws. The foul going to be whistled on Scott Johnson of Sedro Woolley, who some people might find it hard to believe was up that high with Hendrickson to grab the arm. They're going to call it more of the body foul, I guess, on Johnson, who was down there with another Cub defender. Hendrickson at the free throw line puts the first one up and good. 19 on the night for the Bulldogs senior, Mark Hendrickson. 4:48 to go, 62-48 Mount Vernon. Looking to be on its way to victory number 9 as Mark Hendrickson sinks a pair. Still a good fight being put up by the Cubs here tonight, and in enemy territory this early in the season, it can be tough to do. Cleveland takes the pass, now cross-courts it to Collins along the baseline, spin move to the bucket, off the glass, leaves it short. Collins fighting for the rebound with Holmes, and I believe Collins will get called for the person. No,
it's Holmes. He backed into it.
Okay, Holmes gets called. They had a sandwich going on Collins that time with Holmes in front, Hendrickson behind, both fighting for the rebound, and Troy Holmes will get called for the foul backing into Shane Collins, personal foul number 3.
Holmes having a real tough time with that brace on. He's got a broken nose, and it's just all over his face. It's not a very good setup.
Nope. Inside pass goes to Cleland off the inbounds pass, and Cleland spins around left-handed, hooks it up to the bucket, and it rolls over the rim, falls through. Cameron Cleland having his third straight tremendous ball game for Sedro Woolley. 63-50, 4:15 to go. The Cubs can get rolling. They are certainly not dead as of yet. Holmes to the foul line to Hendrickson. Hendrickson cuts past the first defender, now loses the ball. Steal by Sedro Woolley. 3-on-2 fast break. Collins now to Scott Johnson, puts the ball to the floor, cuts through two defenders, puts up the shot, missed it, and a rebound going to be chased down out of bounds. It goes off the hands of a Bulldog. A couple of younger kids walking along the end line. They only have a couple of feet, and Isaac Bloom was thinking about diving for that basketball. It's a good thing he didn't there to have some people being hurt in that situation. Packed gymnasium here tonight. Inbounds comes to Raymond. He missed the shot. Cleveland going up with Collins for the rebound. The two Cubs knocking away from each other, and the Bulldogs come out with it. Garcia has it for Mount Vernon. Spin around, move down the left side of the key, up off the glass. Dave Garcia rolls around and falls through for Dave Garcia. Spin around, 360 move to the bucket down the left side of the key, and then it does a few 360s of itself and falls through the cylinder for another Bulldog hoop. And Tom Rawlings wants to take timeout. 3:32 to go in this one here at Mount Vernon High School. The Bulldogs in command now, 65.
Enough limited to stock on hand.
Back we come to Mount Vernon High School. 3:32 to go in this one, and it's 65-50 Bulldogs. Cubs with the basketball. Isaac Bloom, top of the key, comes to Cleveland. Turn around, 13-footer up. Cameron Cleveland misses it in and out, no good. Cornelius rebound, outlet to Garcia, up the floor to Chad Wires. Wires drives, now hands it to Mark Hendrickson, who falling backwards in the middle of the key is going to get whistled for traveling with the basketball. Wires handed it off to Hendrickson, and then Mark just couldn't find anything to do with the basketball.
Well, he's having trouble with his footwork in there right now. That has something to do with Raymond and Cleveland. Cleveland got his hand on the basketball. The last 4 times down, Mark's had the ball. Mark Hendrickson, he has not done a lot of good things with it.
Ball left pass to the side now to Cleveland. They get it down low. Fighting through two defenders. Cleveland gets a shot off, partially checked. Fight for the rebound, and a foul going to be called against a Bulldog down low. Cameron Cleveland just bowled his way into the key that time to try and get the shot away. It was partially checked by Cornelius, and now the foul is going to come out of there on a Mount Vernon player, and I believe it's going to be on Troy Holmes. Mark Hendrickson is going to be the personal foul, number 2 on Hendrickson. Number 6 on Mount Vernon as a team. So an inbounds for Sedro Woolley. Comes to Cleveland, and he turns right to the basket, and a little hook shot in and good. Cameron Cleveland up and edges it over the rim for 2. Full court press. Cubs put it on the Bulldogs. Pass comes to Holmes. He gets it across half court to Ryan Keys. Shoots the 3, left wing. Ryan Keys for 3.
Offense off the pitch. He comes in, gets ice cubes for blood or something because he shoots the ball. He's that kind of kid.
68-52. Pass along the baseline goes to Raymond, and a reach-in foul from behind going to be whistled on Dave Garcia. Hendrickson had the defense on Raymond. Garcia tried to reach back down in and help out, and Dave picks up personal foul number 4 in doing so. Torrey Swanson will check back into the lineup for the Bulldogs now. 2:35 to go. 68-52. Mount Vernon with the lead at the line now, with that being the 17th foul. Justin Raymond will get 1 plus the penalty for Sedro Woolley.
I tell you, the big guys for Woolley have played a nice basketball game. They're going to, a lot of people are going to get to know these guys through the Northwest League because Cleveland and Collins and Raymond are 3 tough guys in the middle. A little bit more help from those guard positions, and they're going to be real tough.
18 points on the night for Justin Raymond as he sinks the first free throw, 68-53. Second one up, and rims in and out, no good. And Henderson grabs the rebound, now falls to the floor, but nobody around from Sedro Woolley, so he's able to dribble for a second and then throw it off to his Bulldog teammate. And now the official will take time out as there was no pressure on the basketball. They were able to break time and wipe up the wetness on the floor where Henderson fell down.
I tell you what the difference is in this ball game right now, and it sure isn't underneath in the paint because Sedro Woolley's doing a heck of a job. At guard, Mount Vernon Garcia 14 points, Ryan Keys 15 points. Guard for Sedro Woolley, Bloom with 0 points, and although Collins has played some guard, he's got 9. And that's a big discrepancy in points there for the guard position. Inside, Woolley's playing an excellent basketball game.
Under pressure, Bulldogs get it up the floor, but it's stolen away as it's tipped away by Justin Raymond, chasing down the loose ball. Scott Johnson comes up with it. Up the floor, Isaac Bloom to shoot the three, top of the key. Short off the front of the rim, Cornelius skies for the rebound and rips it away from two teammates from Mount Vernon. Up the floor, the pass comes along the left sideline to Mark Hendrickson. Now he throws it back to Swanson. Over to Keys. Keys hard toward the basket, right through three defenders and up off the glass. Ryan Keys for two more.
17 for Ryan Keys. And Mr. Inside, Mr. Outside for Mount Vernon tonight.
70-53 Bulldogs. Inside 2 minutes. Pass comes to Cleveland, moves along the right baseline, loses the handle on it. Isaac Bloom chases it down. He's along the baseline. Now Isaac finally scores over Mark Hendrickson and Bill Cornelius. Isaac Bloom dumps it in from the baseline. Pressure again by the Cubs in the backcourt. Bulldogs up across half court. Now to Holmes. Holmes cuts it. Now passes off left side. Goes to Hendrickson and he lays it in good. Beautiful movement of the basketball. Boom, boom, boom. Holmes making the final pass to Mark Hendrickson, who sinks the bucket for 22 points on the night for the Bulldog seniors. 72-55, 1.5 to go. Lob pass goes to Cleveland, and Isaac Bloom gets the alley-oop to go. It wasn't a jam, but nonetheless a pretty play as Cleveland scores his 8th point of the fourth quarter. 20 on the night for Cleveland. It's 72-57. Bulldogs on their way to victory, but still have a little over a minute left to go here tonight at this jam-packed, sold-out Mount Vernon High School gymnasium. It was close early on, but the Bulldogs have enjoyed a comfortable lead most of the rest of the way. Ryan Keys this time sprints in, driving hard from the left side. Foul going to the bucket. Keys misses the shot, but will go to the line to shoot a pair.
And Ryan Keys is going to be back next year. He's just a junior, and he sees things and recognizes things very quickly on the basketball court. He knows that he was 1-1 with Cleveland, and he's going to 9 times out of 10 draw that foul, and that's exactly what he did. And he shot the free real well. Steve Bertelson now in the basketball game for Mount Vernon, and Trent Keys seeing his first action tonight for the Mount Vernon Bulldogs, and Ryan Keys at the line.
So the Bulldog 5 on the floor includes only one starter, that being Mark Hendrickson, along with Trent Keys, Steve Bertelson, Ryan Keys. Two starters. Ryan Keys a starter as well. And then down Donnie Kelch down at the far end as Ryan Keys sinks both free throws. And the Bulldogs lead out 74-57. That guard play scoring now. A big long-range bomb. I believe it was Isaac Bloom. Was blocked by the post in front of it. Scott Johnson, that cans the three from out front. So a guard answers for Sedro Woolley. Bulldogs break the press. Hendrickson will get the easy layup. Flop basket up the other way for Mount Vernon as they easily go through the Sedro Woolley press. Now a steal as Sedro Woolley turns it over back to the Bulldogs. Henderson comes up with it, goes to Bertelson, moves along the left baseline, lays it in up off the glass for two. Garbage time here at Mount Vernon High School, and Steve Bertelson scores his first points of the evening. The Bulldog senior makes it 78-60. Shane Collins to shoot a three, left alone right side, short, rebound chase down. Donnie Kelch grabs it for the Bulldogs. Out he comes, 12 seconds to go. Bulldog back down the floor, goes to Trent Keys. Bubba up along the baseline, misses the shot off the glass. Rebound spot four on the floor. Underneath it goes out of bounds off the hand of a Sedro Woolley Cub. So 4 seconds to go, and you got to think they're going to try and get Trent Keys a chance to make a bucket here at the final seconds of the game. They always want to get all the seniors involved.
Yeah, that's right, and you know, this is the same difference as the last game. Last year, an 18-point lead for Mount Vernon as Hendrickson takes the seat.
The pass comes into Trent Keys, and he gets it up off the glass good, and that will do it. This ball game is history, and the Bulldogs accomplish that final feat of giving Trent Keys a chance at a bucket, and he gets it. Our final score from Mount Vernon High School, 80-60. The Bulldogs pull out a 20-point lead and a 20-point win here tonight over the Sedro Woolley Cubs, improving to 6-0 in the Northwest League, and the Mount Vernon Bulldogs stand alone as they are now 6-0 in league action, and the fans filing out behind us giving us a little comment, and we better make sure we don't shut the door too tight, Fred, or we're not going to be on the air very much longer. We wrap up the post-game statistics. We'll be back for some final comments from Mount Vernon High School. Our final again, Bulldogs 80, Cubs 60.
It's Winter Pioneer.